Hello friends, this is Adam with Movie Guide 365, and in this video I'm going to go over what movies we could potentially see in the Columbia Classics Collection Volume 3. If you're new to the channel, please hit the like button, subscribe, hit that bell notification. You can also find me over Twitter, Instagram, and Letterboxd at Movie Guide 365. Okay, in this video, I will be giving you my guesses for what films we could potentially see in the Columbia Classics Collection Volume 3 4K sets. Now, if you're unaware, Sony for the past 2 years has released a collection per year of films from their catalog that are not available individually. Now, we as 4K collectors, of course, really like these type of movies and collections, so it makes sense that a Volume 3 would be potentially on the way, and it's going to be kind of fun to guess which titles would be included in this set. Each collection released over the past 2 years has included 6 notable movies from the Sony Columbia TriStar catalog. Films such as The Social Network, Lawrence of Arabia, Sense and Sensibility, Taxi Driver, Dr. Strangelove, and more. Also, the fact that these collections include the 6 movies in individual slipcovers makes it very shelf-friendly. The collections also include a booklet which details information about the movies included in the set, and it's great for Hollywood film buffs. Before I begin, I don't have any prior knowledge or information that any of these movies are going to be potentially included in a Volume 3 set. This is just purely me guessing, but I also encourage you, what would you as the viewer like to see in a potential Columbia Classics Collection Volume 3 4K set? Let me know in the comments. And finally, these are not in any particular order. These are just kind of random and thrown in there with some honorable mentions. So let's not waste any more time. Let's dive right in. The first movie I could see in a potential Volume 3 set would be Kramer vs. Kramer. This film has 2 incredible powerhouse performances from Dustin Hoffman and Meryl Streep. It's classic Hollywood, and I think just for film preservation's sake, we would absolutely love to see this on 4K. And also, the past collections have loved to include courtroom drama, so this would definitely fall into that pattern. So I'm pretty confident Kramer vs. Kramer will make the list for a Volume 3 collection. Another movie I could see in a Volume 3 set, I've heard whispers and rumors is getting a 4K treatment for the past few years, and it would actually make sense it would show up in a collection, and that is Sleepless in Seattle. The film, of course, stars Tom Hanks and Meg Ryan. It's a classic romantic comedy. I feel it's pretty iconic in status, and the Blu Ray edition needs some TLC. It definitely needs an upgrade, and I think a 4K edition would do this film wonders. I think it's right at home, it's a fit for the collection, so yeah, I'm pretty sure we're going to see this one in Volume 3. Another staple of past Columbia Classics collections is the inclusion of at least one black and white film. And there are so many to choose from, but for some reason, I'm gravitating towards On the Waterfront starring Marlon Brando to be included in this set. It's a crime drama, a thriller, it's classic Hollywood cinema, and who wouldn't want to see a classic Marlon Brando film get a 4K disc? I would love to see this one. I think it's kind of going to be in the running. At the very least, it's in the top 3 of potentials to show up in the set. So yeah, I'm pretty sure that On the Waterfront will eventually get a 4K and hopefully included in this particular collection. The 4th disc I could see in a potential Volume 3 set is a little bit of a long shot considering the director of this film received a 4K in the last collection. And this one is going to be The Age of Innocence, directed by Martin Scorsese. Of course, Scorsese's Taxi Driver was included in Volume 2, so it makes it a little less likely that it will show up in Volume 3, so for this one it's a little bit more wishful thinking. But imagine what a 4K disc of this classic film would look like. I mean, Daniel Day-Lewis, Winona Ryder. I mean, this is such a great period piece. The costuming, I think just everything would shine with the 4K formats. A proper HDR Dolby Vision grading would really do this one justice. I'm hopeful it's going to show up. I'm pretty confident that if it doesn't show up in Volume 3, it will definitely show up in Volume 4. The 5th movie I could see in this collection is a movie I feel is the strongest possibility on this list, and that is As Good as It Gets. Something about this movie, it just screams Columbia Classics Collection to me. You know, the film stars, of course, Jack Nicholson and Helen Hunt, and it's a classic comedy drama, but the movie itself, I don't know, it just feels like it wouldn't belong to an individual release. It just seems like as part of a collection, it's a no-brainer. And it would also kind of fill the Jerry Maguire slot from Volume 1. So I'm pretty sure this one's going to show up as a 4K edition in a Volume 3 collection. And for the sixth movie I could see in a Columbia Classics Collection Volume 3 set, this one I'm going to give to Punch Drunk Love. Now, at first I thought this was a little bit more of a long shot, but I remembered recently that it was included in a Sony survey released a few years ago. So I think a 4K disc is definitely on the horizon, and I think it would be right at home on a collection. So yeah, I'm a big fan of the film. I think Paul Thomas Anderson directed Adam Sandler very well in a dramatic role, and I think visually it would look beautiful on 4K. The Criterion Collection Blu Ray looks good, but there's definitely improvements that can be made, and I'm hopeful this will make the collection Volume 3. Before I wrap up, just a couple of quick honorable mentions. The Last Emperor. I think a 4K edition of this film would look fantastic. And the reason I did not include it on the main list is I'm not quite sure where the rights lie for this one. I know Columbia did the initial distribution way back then, but who knows where they lie these days. But I think a 4K disc in the future is probably in the cards. And my second choice is Tootsie. It was really a choice between Tootsie and Kramer vs. Kramer as far as which Dustin Hoffman flick would be included on the main collection list. I ultimately went with Kramer vs. Kramer because I feel it has a little bit more star power, and I think that one has a more likelihood of being on a collection. And my third choice is It Happened One Night from director Frank Capra. Once again, filling that black and white slot in the collection, it could go between this and On the Waterfront. They're pretty much interchangeable to me, but I think On the Waterfront is a little bit stronger of a pick, but I would love to see a 4K disc. We all know that It's a Wonderful Life looked fantastic on 4K, so hopefully one day we'll see it on this one. And finally, Awakenings. Robert De Niro and Robin Williams. Classic drama. This one gets me in the feels every time I watch it. I think an improvement on the 4K disc over the Blu Ray is going to be a most welcome addition. Hopefully we'll see it one day. So yeah, that's one that I would include as an alternate. So those are the movies that I could see in a Columbia Classics Collection Volume 3 4K set. Now it's your turn in the comment section below. What would you put on your list? What would you like to see in the Volume 3 collection? Let's talk about it. In the meantime, please like, subscribe, hit that bell notification. So until next time, this is Adam with Movie Guy 365. I will see you at the movies.